I watch a movie every other day, and today I finally watched a movie that since I saw the first look and I saw Tina Mba saying, I watched Baby Girl, I saw Nicole K. And what did Nicole K go do? Maybe I don't feel do. Man, when I tell you, Tina watched Baby Girl and said, hold my Maltina. There is nothing that Nicole K did in that film that I, Tina Mba, cannot do. And she was right. So the movie is called Brown Sugar. It's streaming on Only Good Films TV. And without giving you spoilers in this first section, as we always do, this movie is about a 29-year-old intern and a 60-year-old CEO kind of getting on, and naturally, that leads to fiasco, chaos, all the madness that can come with that. This movie is I thoroughly enjoyed it. I've been waiting for this film since I saw the first look, truly. And I watched it when it premiered, so I didn't know it was going to be as long as it ended up being. But I had such a good time watching it, except for one major problem, which I guess I'll just say now to get out of the way. There's a character Pablo. I'll talk more about him during spoilers, but I wish that that character had been either reduced significantly, because I can see how his role becomes more relevant as the film goes. But the amount of screen time he gets, I wish it was condensed down because it made the film drag. It got to a point that every time I would see Pablo, I would go, oh. And I guess it's also supposed to be comedic relief. I really wish and I hope sometimes a film that doesn't need heavy comedy, we just know that we don't really need comedy all the time. I know that there's this thing that like Nigerians, you must laugh inside the film. I think we've moved past that. I think audiences these days are smart enough to know that this is more of a romance and the scandal and all of that. It doesn't need this heavy comedy that this Pablo is supposed to be bringing, because it just kept on taking away from the tone of the film. But before we get into spoilers, I want to shout out Eronini Osinachi. I've not seen him in anything before. He's the boy that plays Toby, the romantic lead in this. And for a movie like this, the lead has to be he has to come with energy. He has to come and be a person that's an actual seducer. That when we are seeing him trying to seduce this powerful 60-year-old CEO, it has to be believable. And man, our brother did it. Our brother Ostinachi, he came with the energy. And he did it. He did it. I really enjoyed his chemistry with Tina Mba. And also Tina said, wait, see, Nicole, they do I know if you do. Tina committed to the role. Of course, she said, please, I'm still Tina Mba. Some of the let me know. I'll talk about that when it's spoilers. But if you want to check out this movie, I would advise you check it out. I don't think I ever have a film like this. It's good to see a movie like this. Hey, I don't want to say anything else because I want to start giving you what I think might be a spoiler. So you know what? Go and check this movie out. You can save this video if you want to, gist about it as we are doing after you finish watching it. So go and watch it and then you can come back when you finish watching it. Now, for those of us who have watched it, spoilers ahead. Let's just get right into the gist. What I was saying before I had to give my whole spiel is that I'm so happy to see a movie like this because I don't think I've seen a movie, at least in recent time, or you can tell me if you have, a Nigerian film about women in their 50s, 60s that talks explicitly like this about desire and that, the sexual component of being that age. Like, I loved it that they didn't really shy away from this. They talked about it. They talked about different things of what women at that age face when it comes to their sexual desires and like how that should be addressed. We really don't address it in cinema. It was so good seeing Tina Mba in this role because we are so used to seeing her as a certain way, like the mother figure, the matriarch. Also, this woman Harriet Akinola, she plays Regina in this too. I've never even seen her like in ordinary clothes and just like regularly done up like with like a hot girl the way she was in this film. I love that they really humanized these women to show that they go beyond mothers and your grandmothers. They are also women with flesh and blood. And I love that this movie really highlights that because I think it's so important that we remember that even those men in their 60s, 70s, 50s, like, do you think their body just dries up and they just die when they cross 50? Like, come on. They have desires as well. I love Mike Ezuruonye and all of that. But like, I just wish that this is character. They just removed him or cut his scenes down, 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 down. Because he was making this movie really drag. Like, remember the scene where they really have the hot and heavy moments between Toby and Margaret. And then immediately after, we now go back, or like there's a stark thing where it now happens where they are back to Pablo, and it just takes me out because they had this hot and heavy scene, and now they are like playing comedic music, and it's Pablo again. It's like it was too jarring for me. I wish that they just, I don't know, either took him out or reduced his scenes, or just, I don't know. He was my biggest when I was taking notes. Almost all the notes were just like, God, this Pablo, Pablo, Pablo. I just really wish he was. He really is like they made this very nice dish, and then they just spoiled it with this Pablo. It was like too much of it inside. You know what I mean? And I hate to say that, but it's true. Like, I love Mike Ezuruonye, but the character, they could have cut that character down in this show. in this film. What else do I want to say? I think I just want to say that I really enjoyed this film. I enjoyed the chemistry. It's just so sad that this is what women over 50 and 60 kind of have to deal with, because you and I know that if this was a male CEO with his 29-year-old lover, nobody's going to bat an eye. It's just so sad how we crucify women, we crucify older women, especially. They call you all sorts of names. The daughter is coming to come and say you're an embarrassment, you've brought shame to this family. And again, when they now did all that, right, and you've insulted me, you've called me every name under the book. Even my employees are having the audacity to now fix their mouths to be yabbing me, talking about I've been bewitched, talking about all sorts of things. And then all to what end? To make the woman miserable? Because it's now until she's finally miserable at the end. She's back to the hard woman that you liked at the beginning, or that you did not like, I guess. Because when this boy came in, she started smiling more. You even said it that she's smiling more. We used to see her teeth before. Now she finally gets joy. You now want to bring that joy down because you don't like that she's 60 with a 29-year-old. You want to come and ask for her joy. I don't know, like, and until sometimes that's human beings, until they see you depressed, until they see you worn down, until they see you now fully miserable, angry again, that they will now say, wait, maybe we know for actually, maybe we should just let their love be. Maybe we should just leave them as then they like, must it take her fully like having to now become a tyrant again, and it's until it's now affecting you. You realize that, oh wait, as the boy don't go, she did not like me more. It didn't make her any nicer. Now you're now like, you know what, let's actually get the boy back. Human beings. Ah, but overall, as a film, I'd been really looking forward to this film, and I cannot say I was disappointed, except from the Pablo bit of it. I'm happy that a film like this exists. I'm so happy. What I was also going to tell you earlier, but I didn't want to give you spoilers, was that Tina Mba said, listen, okay, I will do this role. Yes, Nicole, I see you. There's nothing that you're doing that I cannot do. But still, with this kissing, make we use some creative ways of really doing it. I can give you a little, I can give you a little kiss here. Kiss here, but they will not put the camera in a way so that it will look like they're actually kissing. But the kiss now, demure, slight, slight. And she said, well, I said, you know what? At least she's committed to the role. Yes, she doesn't have to come and be doing Bolaji and Daniel Letty. It would have been very bizarre to see Tina about like really doing like a full French kissing. So I'm happy that she was able to do the role, still in her Tina Mba way. But I think it didn't really take away from the film. Like it was still in a way that was tastefully done and nice. And not that if they started French kissing, that would have not been tasteful as well. But I'm just saying that like I can see why they also did it in this way, because I guess Tina was like, I will do this role, but please, I beg. I don't want today. French kiss this boy, I beg. And I respect that, Tina. I respect that. You still killed the role. She gave everything like an actress from top to bottom. Tina delivered as she always does. Loved her in this. I love that this film exists. Shout out to Jide JBlaze Oyegbile. He directed this. He did a fantastic job. I just really, again, the only note, truly my only note, I was watching with my sister. When I tell like the only note that we had about it was that, God, I wish that this Pablo, they just said that removed his character, but I guess they can't because he was needed, but just really condensed the scenes that he's in, because he really dragged when he was on screen. Other than that, fantastic job all around, and I'm happy that I watched this film. I was looking forward to it, and I can't say I was disappointed after watching it. So, good job to all that were involved in making this film. If you have watched this film, I'm very curious to know what you think about it. So, please let me know in the comments. And yeah, fantastic film. If you've watched this whole video and you have no idea who I am, my name is VDK. I make movie bingo cards, which you can find on my Substack, vdkfilmclub.substack.com, and I talk about films. Until the next movie that I watch and the next video that I make, have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.